Am I audible? Yes, everyone. Hello. Am I audible, visible? Hi, everyone. A very good evening and welcome to Unacademy NEET English. Am I audible and visible to you all? Please do let me know in the chat section, everyone. Am I perfectly audible and visible to you all? Yes. Quickly let me know in the chat section, guys. Today we are going to start the new chapter, and that is evolution. So we are done with the unit reproduction, right? And after completing this evolution chapter, we are done with the genetics and evolution unit, which is the most important unit for your NEET examination, right? So I hope you guys are excited to start a new chapter, and trust me, this chapter is very interesting, right? It's not like that after reading this chapter you'll get this this much marks and that much marks. No, after reading this chapter you will get to know so many things related to the life, right? That how do we evolve, all that things, how do we evolve, right? How what are the theories behind, right? What are the characters that we share with other organisms, right? This is what we are going to discuss today. So I hope you all are excited, and I hope you all have checked the video, that the session that we have taken few minutes back, me and Gopika ma'am. So we are trying our best to clarify everything for all of you, right? If still there is any doubt related to your reduced syllabus, so you know what you have to do, just put that doubt in the comment section and we are going to answer all your questions, right? So that's what we are going to study today, bache. That is evolution, right? That is evolution. One of the easiest chapter it is. Okay, so first of all, have a look here, bache. Look at this video. It is in this video, there is the revised strategy to score 360 out of 360 marks in biology. I posted it few days back. If you have seen it, very good. Otherwise, do check out this video. In this video, the syllabus of 2023 plus the syllabus of 2024, both the syllabi, they are compared. Okay, bache, they are compared. So you will get the clarity. Okay, you'll get the clarity about it. Yeah, the class was there in the morning, but in the morning the Wi-Fi was not working, so I thought that I should take it in the evening. I was not in the mood to cancel the class actually, right? So tomorrow the next part will be there in the morning near about, yeah, at 10:30 a.m. I will take the session, right? I'll continue this chapter. And guys, if you still want to be the part of Avengers batch, you know what you have to do. See, here you have the coupon. Okay, so just click on that link and you have to enter your email, right, your phone number, and then you have to pay the certain amount and you can be the part of this batch. And let me tell you, bache, I have started the class 12 syllabus in this batch, so join it ASAP. Okay, join it ASAP. Now come back to this topic, that is evolution. So as per new syllabus, let me tell you the things here. Okay, as per new syllabus, let me explain this portion to you. See, bache, genetics and evolution. Fine, genetics and evolution, this complete unit is a very scoring unit. Okay, this complete unit, it is a very scoring unit. Here in this unit you have 3 chapters. First one is principles of inheritance and variation. Then you have molecular basis of inheritance, and then comes this chapter, that is evolution. But if from principles of inheritance and variation, easily you can expect 4 to 6 questions. Very easily you can expect 4 to 6 questions, right? And when it comes to the molecular basis of inheritance, again 6 to 8 questions are expected from this unit as well. Okay, it can vary, right? It can vary. I'm not saying it cannot vary, it can vary, but that's how, right? But as per the previous paper analysis, this is what you have to understand. And from evolution, yes, bache, 3 questions, 3 to 4 questions, and it can be 6 also. So this complete unit is important. Okay, from these 3 chapters, even you can say that near about 10 to 12 questions can come. Okay, near about 10 to 12 questions can come. So 10 questions, you know that even 10 questions are there, 40 marks, isn't it? 40 marks. Now when we talk about the unit evolution, here one question can directly come from the theories. Okay, another question can come from the evidences. Fine, one question can directly come from the theories, one question can directly come from the evidences. Then another important topic here is your Hardy-Weinberg law or equilibrium, right? Another direct question is on natural selection. Fine. And then comes the evolution of man. Then comes what? Then comes the evolution of man. Is that clear? Is that clear? These are the most important topics. So to start with, even we have to start with the theories part. So here I'm including everything, even your theory of special creation, theory of spontaneous generation, right? Oparin-Haldane theory, even later on, right? Lamarck theory, Darwin theory, right? Your mutation theory, everything I'm putting here. So 1 to 2 questions, 1 to 2 questions directly can directly come here. Okay? Okay? Right? Same, I hope you are not talking about the Avengers batch, because there I can vouch that our course is one of the best courses. Okay, so 1 to 2 questions can directly come from the theories in evidences. Bache, I hope you know about the homologous and the analogous organ. Very famous question. It's a repeated question. Clear, bache? And when it is Hardy-Wengler law, we are even going to solve the numericals here. Natural selection, 1 question can directly come from this, and then comes the evolution of man. So we are going to revise everything in a very easy manner, right? And with the help of the tricks, bache. Okay, with the help of the tricks. So now let's start the basic part of the evolution. So first of all, you all tell me, what do you understand by this word evolution? If you have to define, how are you going to define the word evolution? According to you, what is evolution? Tell me quickly, everyone. Yes, what is evolution as per you? Okay, as per you. Sure, Vijay, I will take the previous year question sessions as well, but as of now, please answer my question first. Yes, please answer my question first, that what is the meaning of evolution? Life of human, seriously, anything else? Samiksha, very good, Samiksha. Very good, Samiksha. See, literally, the meaning of evolution is to unfold or unroll. To unfold or unroll. Actually, when it is the evolution, it states that, right, that we are going to, we are going to unfold some facts. We are going to unfold certain facts. This is the meaning of this term, evolution. Clear, bache? To reveal the hidden potentials or to reveal the hidden potentialities. That is the meaning of word evolution. To reveal the hidden potentialities. That's the meaning of what? That's the meaning of the evolution. Now, when we talk about the evolution, bache, so evolution is a kind of a gradual change. Okay. You will see in this chapter, we will study different types of theories. We will talk about the different, we will read the perspective of many scientists. Some used to say that evolution is a kind of sudden change. Okay. That in one species, right, in one generation, right, you can found a new species. Some scientists, your Hugo de Vries, he used to believe that. Are you getting my point? Are you getting my point? So this chapter is just like a story. Today here you are just listening to a story. This is what you need to keep in your mind. Okay. So Hugo de Vries, he used to think that evolution is something very spontaneous. It is something very sudden, that in one generation you will find a new species. Are you getting it? But when you talk about the Darwin, I hope you all know about the Darwin. Right? I hope you all know about the Darwin. So when you talk about the Darwin, as per Darwin, when we talk about the evolution, it is something slow. Okay, some gradual changes, some slow changes, gradual changes that are going to accumulate with the time, and they will result in formation of new species. Right? They will result in such things. So that's what we need to learn in this chapter. That's what we need to understand in this chapter. But before that, just think about your life. Okay, and overall, Sahiti, Nandini, Vidisha, CM, everyone, just think about the life, right? Right, when I was a kid, I used to think a lot, right? That what is the reason behind the origin? Why we are the way we are, right? How actually Earth is there in the universe? Who created the universe? Okay, who created the planet Earth? We used to think like that, isn't it? Let's make it interesting. Let's make it interactive. Isn't it? We used to think like that, guys. Guys, I want to see the energy in the chat section, and I want to see some likes here as well. Hit the like button quickly. And if you're new to our channel, subscribe this channel. Quick everyone. And respond to my questions. Okay, don't just listen to me. Answer some questions here. So don't you think like that? Don't you think like that? That yes, you never, like, who created the earth? Why we are the way we are? Not anything like that. I used to think a lot, right? I used to think a lot. Even you can relate it with the mythology as well. It's not like that. You can even relate it with the mythology, right? Right. You in whatever religion you believe, you know that there are certain, in that religion also they explain the origin of life. So yes, if from religious point of view, if I read this thing now, so we know there are, there are many things that people believe. Okay, they talk about the gods, right? This thing, that thing, that this, like if I talk about as per the Hindu mythology, who came first? Manu and Shraddha? Manu and what? You remember that? God's name, right? Adam, Eve. I hope you all know about it. So that comes under the theory of special creation. So many people, they explain the origin of life in different ways. But bache, that most successful attempt was made by, right, Big Bang theory given by Urey-Miller. Who gave it? Urey-Miller. Big Bang theory. So that's what we need to understand now. Okay, so if you have to define the evolution, this is what you can write down, bache, right? This is what you can write down, that it means to unfold or to unroll the hidden facts. Clear, bache? Clear, bache? Okay, and who coined the term? Who coined the term evolution? Herbert Spencer. Herbert Spencer coined the term evolution. So evolution is nothing. These are the slow, or you can say that gradual changes that will accumulate with the time, and they will change one form into the another form. So it's a time-taking process. Okay, it's a time-taking process. Clear, bache? That's what evolution is. Is that clear? Is that clear? And if I have to explain it as per Darwin, I hope you all know about the Darwin. Right, remember Darwin. So as per Darwin, evolution is nothing but it is the descent with modifications. You will find this line in your NCERT as well. What is the evolution? It is descent with modification. It is descent with modification. Now, what is the meaning of this line? Descent with modification. Like, let's say, right, one generation is passing the characters to another. Right, and then they are passing the characters to the another generation. So you know that, right? Even you have observed that, even you have seen that in the next generation, its next generation is not going to be same like the parent generation. They have certain changes, they have certain adaptations as well. So as per the Darwin, with every generation, certain characters, certain variations will be there, right? Certain modifications will occur, and with the time, all that modifications will result in the formation of a new species. Is that clear? Is that clear? So that's what you need to keep in your mind. So Darwin, Herbert Spencer, everything written here is important. Clear, bache? Clear, bache? Yes or no? Clear, bache? So now let's talk about the Big Bang theory. As I said, it is given by Urey-Miller, and he tried to explain the origin of the universe. Now, what is universe? Define, everyone. According to you, Nandini, Subhashini, Trisha, Vijay, according to you, what is evolution? What do you know about the evolution? What do you know about the universe? Right? What is universe? Tell me. Can I say that it is just a cluster of galaxies? Yes, it is just a cluster of galaxies. So many galaxies are there, right? So many galaxies are there. And can you tell me in which galaxy we live? Can you tell me the name of the galaxy in which we do live? Yes, can you just tell me? Yes, bache? Milky Way, exactly. Milky Way it is, you are right. So I am saying that universe is nothing, it is the cluster of galaxies, and in galaxy, right, in galaxy we have the clouds, right, we have the clouds. Basically we have the stars, there, isn't it? And these stars are nothing, they are just the gaseous clouds. These are basically the gases, isn't it? Right, so galaxies contain stars, they contain the clouds, right? And the clouds and stars of what? Of the gas, right? Of the gases. Clear, bache? So what is galaxy? In galaxy, stars and clouds of gases are present. So there are so many galaxies that are making the universe. And yes, you are right that we used to live in Milky Way, right? It is the galaxy in which we live, Milky Way. And it is also known as Akash Ganga. Okay, this Milky Way is also known as Akash Ganga in Hindi. It is Akash Ganga in Hindi. So now when you talk about this galaxy, you know that we have the planet Earth, right? We have the planet Earth. We live on this planet, isn't it? And there are other planets also that we discuss. And not just the planets, we also talk about it, their satellites. Like our Earth is having the natural satellite as moon. This is what we discuss, okay? These are something, you know, these are very basic things, right? And usually, you know, students, they get fascinated when they talk about the universe, isn't it? So universe means the cluster of galaxies, and what that galaxies contain, just the star and clouds of gases, bache. Now, as per Abel-Lemaitre, near about 20 billion years ago, bache, it's billion, not million. Do not get confused here. It's B. Near about 20 billion years ago. To be very frank, when I was in school, even I used to read the same thing. That 20 billion years ago, right? Right. So even when we were in school, even we used to say the same thing, 20 billion years ago. Now you are in school, right? Right. You are in school, you are also saying the same thing. You are also saying the same thing, 20 billion years ago. But yeah, actually it's a fact. We have to follow the NCERT, isn't it? Right? We have to follow your book, that is your NCERT. Clear, bache? So Big Bang theory attempts to explain the origin of the universe, and as per this theory, universe is very old, right? Almost 20 billion years ago it formed, right? It's 20 billion years old. What? Your universe. And when we talk about its origin, so we talk about a Big Bang. Okay, a Big Bang, a kind of thermal explosion, right? And we cannot measure the sound of that thermal explosion, yeah, or you can say that we cannot measure that explosion. We cannot measure that explosion in physical terms. It was that huge. Okay, it was that huge. Guys, is there any issue with the sound? Yes, is there any issue with the sound? Tell me, is there any issue with the sound? Please tell me, is it low? Yes or no? No problem now? Sure? Okay. So as per this theory given by Abel-Lemaitre, that universe is 20 billion years old, and 20 billion years ago, a huge explosion was there in the galaxy. A huge explosion was there in the galaxy, and we cannot imagine that explosion in physical terms. Okay. And what happened after that explosion? You can relate it with a simple bomb or a simple cracker, right? What is going to happen after that explosion? A kind of explosion was there, right? There is no explanation for that explosion. Maybe because of different gases, okay? Maybe because of that heat, that energy, I don't know. Even I don't know. So explosion was there, and that was unimaginable in the physical terms. After that explosion, what happened? Your universe expanded. Focus on this word, huh? Universe expanded after that explosion. Are you getting my point? The universe expanded after that explosion, and with the time, what happened, bache? The gases, because explosion was there, a kind of thermal explosion was there, right? The sound was, you know, unimaginable, but along with that, certain gases were also there, no? Gases were also there. So with the time, what happened? Universe expanded, and that gases, right, they start, you know, the temperature came down. Okay, the temperature came down. Some certain gases started forming there. Are you getting it? Yes, bache. Certain gases started forming there. Are you getting it? So huge explosion was there, which was very powerful, and the universe expanded, bache. Temperature came down, and slowly the gases formed. Are you getting it? Slowly the gases formed. Are you getting it? Are you getting it? So earlier temperature was high, and moreover, you know, expansion occurred. Now I'll add one more point here. Do you know that? Have you ever read about this part, like about the universe and its origin? Ever? Like, is it possible? Is it actually something called Big Bang Theory, or it is not at all, right? Like, it's nothing. But I was reading about it once, right? So even if we talk about the current researches as well, so after this, right, after this theory, many scientists, they try to study the universe, and one thing that they notice is that actually universe is expanding. As per this theory, the universe was a size of like a pin, like a pin dot, but now it is so expanded. And that expansion, and with that expansion, temperature came down. With that expansion, that gases cloud formed, the gases formed, and we got our atmosphere. And till today, till today, this universe is expanding. The expansion is still there. So because of this term, that expansion, we still believe that yes, it is possible to have that Big Bang Theory many years ago. But still, whatever we study in the evolution, right? Let me tell you one thing, bache. It is just like no one witnessed the evolution, right? I was not there. I was not there. You were not there. Okay. Right. So whatever evidence we got, as per that we have given the theories, the hypotheses. Might be in near future, right, we discover something else and we can discard whatever we have studied so far. Even that is also the possibility. Are you getting it? That is also the possibility. Okay. So in this universe, there are so many galaxies, and our galaxy Milky Way is having the planet Earth where we are living, right? And yes, Earth is just a speck. It means your universe is actually vast. Okay. Your universe is actually vast. Got it, bache? Got it? So 20 billion years ago, universe formed. And if I talk about the Earth, so it formed near about around 4.5 billion years ago. So this information is important for the NEET examination. Is that clear? Is that clear? This information is important for the NEET examination. Clear, bache? Clear, bache? Okay. Sure. So now let's read it from NCERT. Okay, so don't worry about the NCERT highlight series. In every session of mine, I always highlight the NCERT. So you better focus here. So see, evolutionary biology is the study of history of life forms on Earth. Okay, what is it? Study of history of life forms on Earth, right, bache? So if we want to understand the evolution, right, you have noticed the changes in flora and the fauna. Do you know the meaning of flora and fauna? Anyone? Anyone? Fauna means animals. Flora means, of course, the plants. Of course, the plants, right? So the changes in flora and fauna that have occurred over millions of years on Earth, we must have an understanding of the context of origin of life. And origin of life means your evolution of Earth, stars, and indeed of the universe itself. Clear, bache? Clear, bache? Yes or no? So this is the story of origin of life and evolution of life forms or biodiversity on planet Earth. That's what we are going to discuss. So here, the most repeated question is this line: stellar distances. Stellar distances. If you have solved the PYQs, you are going to find this question, right? So when we look at the stars on a clear night sky, right, we are in a way looking back in time. You know that thing, isn't it? The twinkling of stars. Stars are actually not twinkling. That gases, I still remember in class 12th, I have studied it, right? I have studied it in class 12th. I still remember that, right? That what was happening at that point of time, actually the stars, they are not twinkling. Am I right? Am I right? They are not twinkling. It's just that gaseous clouds are there, right? That that. So that light, when it came on this planet Earth, or when it came to our eyes, if I'm not wrong, take it, if I'm not wrong. So obviously, it is something related to its direction, and the different layers are there, something like that. Right now I cannot present it properly, but I think you all have studied that stars, they do not twinkle actually. They do not twinkle actually. Okay, and when we are looking at the stars, it's not like that they are present today. No, it's a past, right? That light took so many years to reach here. Okay, so that stellar distances, they are measured in light years actually. Okay, that stellar distances, they are measured in light years actually. Okay, so when we see, right, bache, when we look at the stars on a clear night, right, that we are looking back in the time. Clear? Clear? Right, bache? So this light started its journey millions of years back and from trillions of kilometers away, and it is reaching our eyes now. So this is what you need to figure out. And whatever we are looking here in our surrounding, like see here, if this book is there, right, the table is there, the camera is there. So currently, what is it? Right, what is it? We are in the present time. So when we see the stars, we apparently are peeping into the past. Okay, and how do we measure that stellar distances? In light years. So it's the most repeated question. Okay, bache? Okay, so it's something very unique that we are going to discuss here. And how are we going to start? As I said, with the help of this Big Bang theory. So you can mention the name of the scientist in your NCERT. The name of the scientist is Urey-Miller. Is that clear? Urey-Miller. Done, bache? Sure. So this is important. Fine, this is important. Done, bache? So expansion of universe is important, and with the time, I'm telling you, the temperature came down, and because of that, hydrogen and helium gases, they started forming. Okay, bache, if you talk about the initial earth, like if I talk about the earth, right, the primitive earth, it doesn't have any atmosphere there. Okay, initially there was nothing. You can imagine a surface where, you know, certain gases are coming out, cooling is going on, right? That gases are, you know, like let's say hydrogen, helium, right? Hydrogen being the lighter, it escaped, it has started forming a kind of atmosphere there, right? It is something like that. Imagine if everything will get destructed, if everything will get destroyed. This is what you are going to find out on this planet Earth as well. Now, let's say if you got a chance to witness everything, this is what you people are going to get. That's all. Right, that's all. This is what you need to imagine. So initially no atmosphere was there. In early Earth, when you talk about the early Earth, right? When you talk about the early Earth, no atmosphere was there, bache, no atmosphere. And then when you talk about the primitive, early Earth, no atmosphere. Then primitive Earth, kind of reducing type of atmosphere was there. Now it is oxidizing type. So this is also evolution, and this is what we are going to discuss now. Is that clear? Is that clear? Clear, bache? So hydrogen and helium, they formed later. The gases condensed under the gravitation and formed the galaxies of the present day universe. So it is believed. Okay, so these gases, they escaped, gravitational force was there itself, so that has formed the galaxies with the time. Is that clear? Is that clear? So our solar system, the Milky Way, bache, here the Earth was supposed to have been formed about 4.5 billion years ago. Right, 4.5 billion years ago. And moreover, bache, let's say Earth originated 4.5 billion years ago, and life originated after Earth's origin, of course, and it's near about 500 million years after Earth's origin. Right, so life originated in water. Life originated in water. Right, and it originated near about 500 million years after Earth's origin. Imagine, 500 million years after Earth's origin. So can I say that? Can I say that life originated near about 4 billion years ago? Yes or no? It's simple mathematics, right? It's simple mathematics, right? Let's say you are saying that you attended the test 15 days back. Right, 15 days back you attended the test, or you are simply saying that, you know, you are using the dates. It's simply like that. Okay, okay. So Earth originated 4.5 billion years ago. Life on that Earth originated 4 billion years ago. So in NCERT, this line is given that life originated 500 million. Here the word is million years ago after the Earth's origin. Clear, bache? After the Earth's origin. So that's what you can see here. Okay, so initially, as I said, no atmosphere. So there was no atmosphere on early Earth. This line is important. Again, a PYQ. And with the time, water vapor, methane, CO2 and ammonia released from molten mass, right, this started covering the surface. Okay, they started covering the surface. So water vapor, methane, CO2, right, ammonia, they released. And UV rays from the sun broke up water into hydrogen and oxygen. Hydrogen being lighter escaped in the atmosphere. So initially it is the hydrogen which was there in the atmosphere, bache. No free oxygen molecules were, oxygen was not there. It was in the form of water vapors only. right? You feel free oxygen was not there, right? So because of that, initially, right, when all that atmosphere started forming, the conditions were reducing kind of. Okay, the conditions were, Subhashini, reducing kind of. Later on, right, when life started, photosynthesis, when life started, photosynthesis started, then that atmosphere changed into the oxidizing one, because the oxygen were added then. Clear bache? Clear bache? So is there any doubt here? Right, we are going to discuss this part in detail, don't worry about this. About these gases and everything, we will discuss in different theories. Don't worry about it. So if there is any doubt, do let me know, bache. So see, oxygen combined with ammonia, methane to form water, CO2 and others. So ozone layer formed with time. As it cooled, water vapor fell as rain, right? Oceans formed. So see, this line I was talking about, that life appeared 500 million years after the formation of Earth. That is almost 4 billion years back. Right? So most of the time student make mistake here. Million, billion. Right? That's a most common mistake. Million, billion. Okay? Done? Fine. So now let's start the theories. Okay? Let's start the theories. So, bache, when we start discussing about when we start the discussion on the origin of life, yes, we talk about certain theories. Okay? We talk about certain theories. Done, bache? Done. So we have to start with the theory of the special creation. I'll tell you about the theories that explain origin of life, right? Which theories are we going to discuss? Theories for the origin of life. So you'll be talking about the theory of special creation. It's interesting and simple. So you'll be talking about what? You'll be talking about the theory of special creation. You'll talk about the theory of catastrophism. Yes, we'll be talking about the theories of catastrophism. You'll be talking about the theory of Panspermia or cosmozoic theory. That's important. Or the spore theory. We'll be also discussing theory of abiogenesis or theory of spontaneous generation. Right, and finally we will be discussing what? Yes, finally we'll be discussing what? Oparin-Haldane theory. Right, Oparin-Haldane theory. That's what we need to discuss. Clear, bache? Clear, bache? So let's start with the theory of special creation. Okay, theory of special creation. So this theory was actually a mythology based theory, right? And who supported it? Father Soares. He was the biggest supporter of this theory, Father Soares. So this theory, it is dependent on what? It was dependent on the mythology. As per this theory, see, the word is written here, theory of special creation, like God has created everything. Isn't it, Naveen? Right, that God has created everything. Isn't it? Isn't it? So God has created life in 6 days, right? And man was created by him on 6th day. Are you getting it? So in 6 days, God has created the life. Okay, God has created the life. Are you getting it? Imagine. So as per the theory of special creation, who supported this theory? Father Soares. As per this theory, God has created everything. Okay, fine. And God has created this life and everything in 6 days. Imagine, in 6 days. And moreover, as per this theory, whatever we see today, okay, on this planet Earth, it was created as such. Vidisha, here they don't talk about any evolution or something. As per this theory, whatever we see today, the plants, the animals, they were created as such. They were created as such. Just imagine. And people used to believe at that time. Like now you believe that, right, that moon is going to, right? Like initially it was believed that earth is everything. Right? Earth is everything. But now what we used to say, that earth revolves around the sun, isn't it? This is what we used to say, right? This is what we believe. We have the scientific proofs as well. But at that time, imagine this is what people used to believe. And you know what? Their belief system was so strong that if you are going to challenge it now, you can be, imagine. Okay, so Father Suresh supported it, and as per this theory, Earth was created around 4,000 years back. Right, that earth is just 4,000 years old. Just imagine, 4,000 years old. That's all. Okay, that's all. This is the special theory of special creation. Clear, bache? This is the theory of special creation. Okay, bache? Okay, bache? So obviously, all these ideas were strongly challenged. Okay, many scientists, they challenged it. Like if I talk about that scientist, Charles Darwin, Alfred Russel Wallace, etc. They all challenged this theory. Is that okay? Right? I hope you are writing down the points. Right? I'll just tell you I will just write the major points here because, you know, it's very simple. Okay? You just need to listen to me and you just need to recall it later. Clear, bache? Clear, bache? Yes or no? So next is the theory of catastrophism. It was given by Cuvier. Who gave it? This theory was given by Cuvier. Yes? Yes. So theory of special creation done. So as I said that these scientists, they challenge the theory, and bache, with the help of that carbon dating and with the help of you know, that fossil studies, they explained that earth is not thousands of years old. Earth is billions of years old. Clear, bache? Billions of years old. Are you getting it? Now come the theory of catastrophism. It was given by Cuvier. Okay, it was given by Cuvier. As per this theory, catastrophic, but do you know catastrophic effects means sudden calamities. Okay, all of a sudden, like let's say something happened and everything got destroyed, something like that. Okay, something like that. Clear, bache? Clear, bache? So as per this theory given by Cuvier, like some catastrophic effect occurred, like sudden calamity was there, right? Everything got destroyed, and then God has created the planet Earth. This is what they used to believe. Okay, now next is very important, and you know, still some astronauts, they believe in this theory. That is the theory of panspermia, also known as cosmozoic theory, also known as spore theory. Right? It is important. Okay, bache? It is important. Clear? So as per this theory, some scientists believe that life came on the earth from other planets or the stars. As per this theory, right, some scientists, they believe that life came to earth from different planets, right? Like if I gave you the name of one scientist, Richard, he was a biggest supporter of this thought, right? So they were like that something in the form of a spore, right? Something in the form of a spore reached on this planet Earth and life has started from it. Now, how can we take it, right? Think about it. Students, think about it. How can we take it? They were like something spore-like structure came to planet Earth, right? And the life started from that. Now, I'll give you one example here. I hope you know about the protoplasm, all of you. I hope you know about the protoplasm, right? What is protoplasm? Protoplasm is the physical basis of life. What is protoplasm? It is the physical basis of life, isn't it? It is the physical basis of life, and the life started from this protoplasm. It is having everything, the cytoplasm, the genetic material, and that is what we need to start a cell, right? That is what we need to start the life, isn't it? Isn't it? So yes, we can believe so, that okay, fine, so something, some spore-like thing, right, which is having everything essential to start a life can come on Earth. Right? So many scientists, they believe it, and still some astronauts, right, it is their favorite concept that this thing can happen. But now again, we have some question marks over it, right? That do you think life can exist in the harsh conditions which are there in the universe? Tell me about it. Do you think that life can survive, life can exist in the harsh conditions of the universe? Tell me about that. Yes, yes, yes. Tell me about that. Please tell me. Yes, bache. Tell me. Of course not. Of course not. It is not possible for something like that to travel so many years and to travel for so many years and then come to that planet and then, you know, originated into something. No, it is not possible. And you know, this panspermia literally means that life is present everywhere. Panspermia means everywhere, that life is present everywhere. And the transfer of life from one planet to another is basically the cosmozoic theory. So as I said, some astronauts, they still believe it, but you know that it is not possible at all. Is that clear? It is not possible at all. Now comes the theory of spontaneous generation, which is also known as abiogenesis. See, bache, when we discuss the word genesis, genesis means formation, isn't it? Genesis means formation. Now the word is abiogenesis and it is also known as autogenesis. The word is abiogenesis. It is also known as, yes, bacha, it is also known as autogenesis. Okay, autogenesis. What is the meaning here? As per this theory, life originated from non-living material. Can you believe that, Jaya? Yes or no? Can you believe that? As per this theory of spontaneous generation, right, life originated from non-living material. Life originated from non-living material. Are you getting it? Are you getting it? Right? So can you believe it? Tell me, can you believe it or not? Quickly tell me, everyone, can you believe it or not? That life can get, or life can start from the non-living things. Yes, bache? Tell me quickly. So as per this theory, life originated from non-living matter, your non-living material. Is it possible? Is it possible? You tell me. Chalo, we'll discuss it later. So, bache, theory of spontaneous generation, it was challenged by, right? It was challenged by many scientists. They have given the experiments to disprove this theory, right? As per this theory, like if you are going to keep a rotten meat, na, the flies will come to this, right? So basically, as per them, the flies are originating from this meat. This is what they believe. Imagine, right? So now here, to disprove this theory, we talk about the experimental proofs. I hope you know about such experimental proofs. You know about them. So experiments that disprove spontaneous generation. Let's talk about it. Okay, let's talk about it. So we have Reddy's experiment. We have Splenziny's experiments. And the Louis Pasteur's experiment. Right, Louis Pasteur's experiment. So let's start with the Reddy's experiment. That's very simple, right? That's very simple. Like he took the piece of meat in 3 different jars. Like one jar was left open. One jar was having, you know, that wire gauze, right? The another jar was having what? A kind of cloth, right? Another jar was having a kind of cloth. So see, this jar is open, so obviously flies will come here, right? Flies are going to come here. They want to feed on this piece of meat, isn't it? Now when see, this is a wire gauze. Obviously flies cannot enter here. Okay, they cannot enter here. So you won't see any fly here. Now when it is a cloth, obviously flies will come here and you know certain, they observe certain larvae over it. Okay, certain larvae over it. So this is actually a very simple experiment. Okay, this is actually a very simple experiment, bache. Fine. So Francesco Redi, he has given this, right? So with the help of this experiment, he tried to disprove the theory of spontaneous generation. Next comes the Splenzinis experiment. Do you know anything about it? Splenzinis experiment. Yes, bache. Do you know anything related to this experiment? Yes. Do you know anything related to this experiment? Splenzinis experiment? Yes, bache. Again, in the case of what Splenzini did, he took the broth, right? This is the word that we are going to use again and again. He took what? He took the broth. Nothing, it is just the living material, right? Like like you can say that your plant material or animal material, right? That living cells or tissue, something like this. So he took the broth. He tried to boil it. So let's say if I'm boiling something, obviously I'm killing the life in it, right? If there are certain microorganisms, they will get destroyed because of that heat. Yes or no? They will get destroyed because of that heat. Of course, it is possible, right? So he took the living broth, he took that living material, right? He boiled it. So he covered it. So the part which was covered, okay, the beaker which was covered, no life was there. The beaker which was left open, life was there. Right, life was there. So these things were, indicating that life cannot arise from non-living material. Life is going to arise from the living material only. Okay, but out of all the experiments here, the most conclusive one is of Louis Pasteur. Right, we consider it as a little scientific. I'll tell you why. Firstly, he took a beaker, or you can say that a flask, right? He took the broth in it, again the living material. Okay, then again, bache, what he did? He boiled the content here. He boiled all the content here. Then he took one jar, he took one flask which is having swan-like neck, something like this, S-shaped. Okay. He took one beaker and he made that neck as S-shaped neck. Can you see that? S-shaped neck, right? Again, here also that broth was there, right? That broth was there. Now see, when he boiled this part, okay, so vapors will come here. See, basically what is going to happen? You are boiling something, the vapors will come out, right, the vapors will come out. Now I hope you know about the condensation. That gases can directly get converted into, right? Vapors can form the liquid as well. In the states of matter, you might have studied it, that vapors can directly form the liquid as well. One form can get converted into another. Like from solid, you can form the liquid. From liquid, you can form the gases, right? So same way, what is going to happen? These vapors, right, when they will come out, right, when they will reach here, they will again form the water. What will they do? They will again form the water, isn't it? So what is it? It is a condensation. What is it? It is the condensation. So whenever, now air will try to come in here. And now this water here is acting like a trap, right? The air will try to come in here now, but the water which is collected here because of the cooling of that vapors, it will act like a trap. It will trap all the microorganisms present in the air. So nothing like no microorganism, or you can say that no living structure will pass to this part, right, and the life will not be there. But here the flask which was kept open, because air entered, bache, with the air that microorganisms entered there, right, and the life originated. Are you getting my point? And the life originated. So it is what? It is the Pasteur's experiment. It is Louis Pasteur's experiment. So it is considered as the most conclusive one. Clear, bache? So that's how they explained with the help of these experiments that it is not possible that life can arise from the non-living material. So they dismissed, right? They dismissed the theory of spontaneous generation. Are you getting it? They dismissed the theory of spontaneous generation. Clear, bache? And as per them, they have given the theory of biogenesis. Do you know that? Pasteur, right? Louis Pasteur and all. They have given the theory of what? Theory of biogenesis, right? So Reddy, Splenzini and Pasteur independently they gave this theory. Clear, bache? Independently they gave this theory. Clear? They proved it. They disproved your abiogenesis and they proved biogenesis. Okay? Okay? Done? Done. So Pasteur's experiment is your swan neck flask experiment, and as per this experiment they just proved biogenesis, that life arises from the life. Now the next and the most important is your Oparin-Haldane theory. Do you know anything about Oparin-Haldane theory? Yes, bache. Do you know anything about the Oparin-Haldane theory? This is something very important for your paper now. Okay, so we are done with the basic part. Now whatever we are going to read, it is important from examination point of view. So next is your Oparin-Haldane theory. This theory is also known as modern theory of origin of life. It is also known as chemical theory. It is also known as naturalistic theory. Do you know that? It is also known as naturalistic theory. So Oparin-Haldane theory, modern concept of origin of life, your chemical theory, right? But your naturalistic theory, it's all same. Okay, it's all same. Are you getting it? It is all same. Done, bache? Yes or no? So it is the theory of chemical evolution. Okay, it is the theory of wow, that's nice. Right, so it is the theory of chemical evolution. So who gave it? Oparin-Haldane. Who gave it? Oparin-Haldane. So bache, here in this theory now we will discuss two things. First is chemogeny, then biogeny. Do you know that we divide this theory into two parts, right? And let me tell you bache, after reading this theory you will get to know that actually life arises from the non-living material, right? Can you believe it? After this theory, this is what you are going to get, that actually life arises from the non-living material. It is not possible today, right? But on early earth, or you can say that on primitive atmosphere, under primitive atmosphere, on primitive earth, the actually life arises from the non-living material. Okay, life arises from the non-living material. So here, this is what you are going to discuss here. Chemogeny means your chemical evolution, and after that chemical evolution, we will be discussing about the biogeny, that is your biological evolution. So this theory will explain everything to you related to the evolution. Clear, bache? This theory is going to explain that. Clear? Clear, 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 right? So this is what you need to keep in your mind, that first form of life appeared. Yes, first form of life appeared in anyone. First form of life appeared in, yes, I hope you know about it. Obviously it is the water, sea water, ocean. Okay, it is the sea water, ocean. Clear, bache? So water is something which is very important for the evolution of life. Clear, bache? So water is something, right, which is very important for the origin of life. Is that clear? Is that clear? Okay, so now just focus here. Yeah, this is important, bache. Remember this. When you talk about the Oparin, it is given in NCERT now, so we have to study this. Haldane. Haldane was an English scientist, and Oparin was a Russian scientist. Oparin-Haldane theory. And you know what? Oparin was a biochemist and Haldane was a geneticist, and he was an evolutionary biologist. Do you know that? Do you know that? Yes or no? So Oparin, Russian scientist, Haldane, English scientist. Haldane was a geneticist, and even he was an evolutionary biologist, and Oparin was a biochemist. Okay, so collectively this is what they explain. Okay, bache, collectively this is what they explain. And yes, Oparin mentioned all his contribution and all his finding in his book, Theory of, the book name is Origin of Life. Right, so do not get confused here. Origin of Life is written by Oparin, but Origin of Species, it is written by your Darwin. Clear बच्चे? Clear बच्चे? Clear बच्चे? Sure? Is that clear? Are you sure? Tell me, are you sure? So we have to start with the chemical evolution first, but if there is any doubt, do let me know. Okay, clear? Sure? Okay, now next come to the first part, that is your chemogeny, which is your chemical evolution. So you tell me what you know about it. Okay, I will see, everything is given in NCERT. We have to study accordingly, but I will discuss the few important points here. So this part is interesting. After finishing this Oparin-Haldane theory, we will end the class, and tomorrow, right, in our next part, we will start with that evidences and everything. Fine, bache? Fine. So as of now, just tell me about this chemogeny. Quick, just tell me about this chemogeny. What do you know about it? See, when it comes to the early Earth, remember, when it comes to the early Earth, so no atmosphere was there. No atmosphere. But when you talk about the primitive Earth, right, primitive Earth, what type of atmosphere was there? Reducing. Why is it so? Because because of the amount of hydrogen, and no free oxygen was there. Okay, and no free oxygen was there. Clear bache? Clear bache? So initially on primitive Earth, what was happening, right? The temperature, it was very high. Volcanic eruptions were there. Right? Volcanic eruptions were there. Clear bache? So high temperature, volcanic eruption, and reducing type of atmosphere was there. I have mentioned it, and obviously lightning and all that things were happening here. All that things were happening there, isn't it? Isn't it? It was the condition on the primitive Earth. Yes or no? Yes or no? So now initially what was happening, bache? Imagine it. Imagine it. Right? Something is very hot. Now temperature is coming down. Temperature is coming down, right? The gases that are escaping, obviously they will go to the atmosphere, isn't it? They will go to the atmosphere, because at that time the amount of hydrogen was too high. Okay, so hydrogen being the lighter gas, also related with the NCERT, hydrogen being the lighter gas, also hydrogen was getting escaped into the atmosphere. Yes or no? It was getting escaped into the atmosphere, isn't it? Isn't it? Such type of conditions were there. So initially what happened at that point of time, like atoms were there, right? Atoms were there, like carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen. Slowly, because conditions were reducing. Now you know what is the meaning of reduction and the oxidation. I hope you are aware of it, right? I hope you are aware of it. So initially, right, free atoms of all that elements, they were there, they were present, like carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, some amount of sulfur, all that things were there. And if you know that all these things are important for the formation of protoplasm as well, right, Vidisha? I hope you know that all that things are important for the formation of what? For the formation of protoplasm. So initially we used to have free atoms that can form the protoplasm, but now we have to study how. So here in this theory, that is how we discuss that initially only the chemical evolution was there, and that resulted in the biological evolution. Clear bache? That resulted in the biological evolution. So carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, everything was there, right bache? Right bache? Yes or no? But maximum amount was of hydrogen, right? Maximum amount was of hydrogen. Now bache, even I am telling you, see, initially no ozone layer was there, isn't it, Karthik? Even ozone layer was not there, right? And moreover, the source of energy, sun was there, yes. Lightning was also there. So basically what was happening, hydrogen is there, your oxygen is oxygen, right? Your oxygen is all oxygen used to be there on that primitive Earth. So because of that energy, right? They were getting the energy. The lightning is there, the solar radiation, the UV radiation, everything was there. So what was happening, that oxygen, hydrogen and oxygen, they were reacting and we were getting the water, right? So if hydrogen and oxygen, they are reacting and we are getting water, so it is indicating that no free oxygen was there. No free oxygen was there on primitive Earth. Am I right or wrong? Am I right or wrong? So because of that high temperature, because of that source of, right, because of that high temperature, because of that source, okay, because of that high temperature and because of that source of energy, hydrogen and oxygen, they were reacting, right, and we were getting the water at that point of time. So no free oxygen was left, and no free oxygen means no oxidizing condition, right? No oxidizing condition, so it means atmosphere was reducing, right? Right, so it resulted in what? Clear? Atmosphere was reducing, yes or no? It was what? It was reducing. Is that clear? Is that clear? So that's how it started. Now I hope you know that atoms are going to form the, yes, molecules are going to form the elements. Different type of elements are going to form the compounds, right? That can be organic and inorganic, right? And the simple compounds will form the complex compounds, isn't it? Simple compounds are going to form the complex compound, isn't it? Yes or no? So slowly with the time, the hydrogen reacted with oxygen, we got H2O, right? And this hydrogen even started reacting with the, right? Even it started reacting with the nitrogen, and we got what? Ammonia. Right, bache? We got what? Ammonia. Clear, bache? Clear, bache? Is that clear? Yes or no? So hydrogen, so basically it is the hydrogen that reacted with oxygen, and what we got? Water. And hydrogen reacted with nitrogen because source of energy was there, and we got ammonia. So bache, that's why we used to say water and ammonia. That's why we used to say that water and ammonia, they used to be the, yes, anyone here in the class? Water and ammonia, they were probably the first inorganic compounds on early Earth. Okay, it is as per NCERT. Done, bache? Done. So water and ammonia, they came. Yes or no? Water and ammonia, they came, and with the time, and obviously they are the inorganic one, and with the time what happened? CH4 formed, your methane. So it is believed that probably it is the first organic. The word is probably here, okay? The word is probably here. So it is the first organic compound formed on planet Earth. Are you getting it? It was the first organic compound formed on planet Earth. That is your methane. Clear, bache? Clear, bache? Now already hydrogen is there in the atmosphere, reducing conditions are there. That's why all that reactions are going on, right? And you and even initially I told you about the gravitational forces as well. So because water was forming, vapors were there. Now what is happening? What was happening at that point of time? Try to visualize it, everyone. Try to visualize it, right? Please try to visualize it. So we are saying that in the atmosphere where hydrogen is too much, it was reacting with the other elements. It was reacting with the other elements, and we were getting certain compounds. So just imagine, because, and it's a time-taking process, right? Right? It was not a process that occurred in 1 day, 2 days, or in 1 month or 2 months. Many years, right? After many years, we got the life on this planet Earth. So imagine, Earth evolved 4.5 billion years ago. Life evolved 4 billion years ago. So the differences of 500 million years. Imagine this time period, bache. So that's why we used to say, when it comes to the evolution, it's a gradual process. What type of process it is? It's a gradual process. It's a slow process, bache. It's a slow process. So with the time, what happened? The temperature, as Earth temperature decreased, what happened? These water vapors in the atmosphere, they started falling down on the ground in the form of rains. So torrential, right? Torrential rainfall was there at that point of time, right? Right, bache? So as the earth cooled down, water vapor fell as rain, bache, right? And basically the depressions were there on the land. They started filling and they started making the oceans. So it is not actually the oceans. Actually, all that chemicals were there, isn't it? All that chemicals were there, isn't it? Isn't it? Right? Yes or no? Yes or no? So during this time period, the molecules, they continued reacting here. Right, bache? They continued reacting here, isn't it? Isn't it? So water of the ocean, the water of the ocean, it was actually a kind of mixture. It was the mixture of compounds where inorganic, organic compounds used to be there. They were just reacting. Okay. Array. They were just reacting. Is that clear? Yes or no? Is that clear? So water of the ocean, because it is having so many compounds, so many molecules, so Haldane called it as the hot dilute soup where life originated. Okay, Haldane called it as hot dilute soup. Okay, hot dilute soup where the life originated, and it is also called as prebiotic soup. Prebiotic means before life. Okay, before life. So carbon and hydrogen, they reacted, you got methane. Hydrogen nitrogen reacted, you got ammonia. Hydrogen oxygen reacted, you got water. So that's how you need to understand this process. So if we have the ammonia, guys, it's simple. You have the ammonia, you have the methane, you have certain other compounds. Yes, you can get that carbohydrate part as well, isn't it? Isn't it? You can get that amino acids as well, which can further form the proteins. So actually the base was this, that atoms, they were combining, forming molecules, molecules were forming elements, elements were forming compounds, right? And that compounds were inorganic and organic. Organic compounds having low molecular weight, organic compounds having high molecular weight, they all formed from this part. Clear, bache? They all formed from this part. Clear, bache? So I will give you only one example here, right? I'll give you only one example here. Like you can see that your methane, H2O, ammonia, right, carbon, hydrogen, all that things were there on early earth. So because of high temperature and right, they reacted and they formed that purines, pyrimidines, amino acid and all that things. Clear? So is it understood? Is it clear? Right? Is it clear? Yes or no? So don't you think that from that monomers, it is the possibility that your polymers can form? Don't you think if you are getting one sugar, that sugar can form your polysaccharides? Of course it is possible. If amino acids can form, don't you think they can form the proteins? Of course. So that's how this chemical evolution occurred. Clear, bache? Clear, bache? Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes or no? Sure. So this is all about the chemical evolution. Now come to the biological evolution. When it comes to the biological evolution, bache, I cannot directly say that yes, we figured out that this is the year, right, and that's how actually the first life arise. No, we cannot say that. We literally cannot say that. It's just that many scientists, they conducted many experiments, and on the basis of that experiments, they explained that yes, that can be the possibility. Like just now I told you carbon, hydrogen, nitrogen, oxygen, it used to be there. Slowly we got to know that we can have ammonia, the methane, the water like this, or HCN like this. And from this we are saying that we got the amino acids, okay, we got the sugars, okay, we got the fatty acids like this, and from this we are saying that with the time we got the proteins, right, the polysaccharides, right, the lipids, the nitrogenous bases, the nucleotides, the peptides, and with time we were saying that we got DNA, RNA, and finally the life came. Okay, right? Finally the life came, isn't it? Isn't it? This is what we were saying. Yes or no? Yes or no? So bache, before starting the biological evolution, okay, before starting the biological evolution, can I explain something here? Can I explain something here? Yes, before starting the biological evolution, can I tell you about the experimental proof? Can I tell you about the experimental proof of this chemogeny? Wait. So when it comes to the experimental evidence that proves this chemogeny, it was your Urey and Miller's experiment. Do you know that? It is your Urey and Miller's experiment, right? And one thing is it, and another point is of meteorites, right? One meteorite, it came to the planet Earth, okay? And when that meteorite, when it was studied, its composition was same like the reactions that we have discussed so far. So yes, it was believed that yes, it is possible to have such things on early Earth or on primitive Earth, basically. Got it? Got it? So scientists, they even studied what? They even studied the, yes bacha, meteorites. Okay, they even studied the meteorites. And another experimental proof is your Urey and Miller's experiment. Clear bache? Another experimental proof is your this Urey and Miller's experiment. So let's continue this part from the NCERT. So Oparin of Russia, Haldane of England, right? Haldane of England, they proposed that first form of life could have come from pre-existing non-living organic molecule. This is what they explained. And that formation of life was preceded by chemical evolution. That initially chemical evolution was there and then it resulted in the biological evolution. Clear bache? So formation of different organic molecules from inorganic constituents was there. It was explained by Oparin and Haldane. So as I said, right, Oparin from England and here Haldane from England. Instead of English, you should mention the England here, obviously. England. Clear bache? Clear bache? So now, so as for this, the conditions on early Earth were high temperature, volcanic storms, reducing atmosphere, right, which is having methane, ammonia. So in 1953, S.L. Miller, an American scientist created similar condition in the lab. Do you know that? He created similar condition in the lab. Look at this setup. Look at this setup. So Miller and Urey, right? Miller and Urey, teacher students, right? They both were teacher student. So that is your homework. You will tell me Miller, right? That who exactly, like Miller was the student or the teacher? That's what you have to say. So look at this setup. So what they did, they conducted an experiment, and in that experiment they created the conditions like conditions used to be there on the primitive Earth, right? They conducted this experiment for near about, their first setup was near about for 18 days. Imagine. Now when you look at this setup, just look at it very carefully. Okay, just look at it very carefully. See, here what are they taking? They are taking the boiling water. What they have taken? The boiling water. Now here in this setup, it's a kind of close setup, right, where reducing atmosphere is created. So what is happening? They're boiling the water, bache. There is a gaseous tank, and in this gaseous tank, can you see these electrodes? They are for the spark discharge, right? Because on early Earth, sun was there, the ultimate source of energy. The temperature was high at that point of time, right? So that temperature was helping in that reaction. Here, right, this experiment setup is having a temperature of 800 degrees Celsius. So they use these electrodes for the spark discharge, and here this is actually a gas chamber. So they took the gases, and you know which gases they took, right? They took ammonia, okay, even the hydrogen, right? Even the hydrogen, even your yes bache, methane and water vapors. So this is important. This is important question. Mostly you used to get question from this part. Okay, mostly you used to get question from this part. So which gases used to be there in this chamber? The methane, the ammonia, okay, the hydrogen and the water vapors. Now you have to remember one thing. See, when we talk about the composition of this methane, ammonia and hydrogen, right, methane, ammonia and hydrogen, right, when you talk about their ratio, so it's what, it's actually what, see, I'll tell you one thing, mostly in the paper you will read it in this way, okay, oh my bad, okay, right, so methane 2 parts, ammonia 1 part, hydrogen 2 parts. It was the ratio there, right? It was the ratio there. Methane, 2 parts of methane, 1 part of ammonia, 2 parts of hydrogen. So the ratio was 2:1:2. Now, remember one thing here. Most of the time, students, they think that this is actually the ratio. This is what we need to remember, 2:1:2. Actually, that's not the point. You should know, right, that 2 parts are of methane, 2 parts are of hydrogen, it is the ammonia, and they took only 1 part of ammonia, right? So even if I'm writing the same thing like this, NH3, then CH4, then H2, then what will be the ratio? 1:2:2. Are you getting it? Then it will become 1:2:2. So actually it is the ammonia whose 1 part was taken in this experiment. And do you know how do I remember it? A for ammonia, right? A for ammonia, the first alphabet, okay, the first letter, actually the first letter, right? Done. So 2:1:2 or 1:2:2. Fine. So ultimately 1 part of ammonia was taken here. This is what you need to remember. Or you are boiling the water, so eventually the water vapor will come here. So now when you are going to pass these gases, see, water out, water in, actually it is a condenser. So if it is a condenser, it will change these vapors into the liquid state, right? So liquid will get trapped here. So liquid will get trapped here, and after their first experiment, where they have maintained the conditions like this, 800 degrees Celsius temperature, these were the gases. You know the ratio of these gases as well. Another important MCQ, bache, it is your another important MCQ. And when they analyze this water, the organic compounds were there in this water, and you know what, the amino acids, right? The amino acid, alanine was there, right? Your aspartic acid was there, and one is maybe glycine, I just forgot, right? Alanine, aspartic acid and glycine was there, I just forgot. Clear, bache? That I need to check even. Done. So this is Urey and Miller's experiment. Clear, bache? This is Urey and Miller's experiment. So first time, right? Yes, this is what they got. Alanine, aspartic acid, and even, yes, I was right, glycine was there. Fine, glycine. Right, so they conducted this experiment again and again. They changed the gases, they changed the ratio of that gases, and they found different organic compounds. And many scientists, they tried, right? Even they tried, and they got the same result. So yes, from this, right? From this is what you can conclude, that yes, it is the possibility. Okay, yes, it is the possibility. Yes, bacha, that right, in early it is the possibility that when conditions are reducing, life can arise from, right? Life can arise from the non-living things, right? Because this experiment is explaining that chemical evolution. So if it is possible to form organic compounds from the from these atoms, right, and from these inorganic compounds, so obviously these organic compounds are the one which are further going to form your polymers, organic polymers, and that organic polymers are important for starting that life, right? We all are made up of that. Clear? We all are made up of that. So this experiment here is very important. So let's revise this experiment from the NCERT itself. So see, Miller created electric discharge in a closed flask having methane, hydrogen, ammonia, and water vapor. So you have to remember the temperature, the favorite question. It is the favorite question of examiner, right? Right, but I told you na 18 days. Kritik, 18 days. So he observed formation of amino acid. In similar experiments, other observed formation of sugar, nitrogenous bases, pigments, and fats. So even as I said, analysis of meteorite content also revealed the similar compounds, which indicates that simple processes are occurring elsewhere, and similar processes are also occurring, elsewhere in the space as well. Done, bache? Done, bache? So this is your chemical evolution. Fine. Fine, this is your chemical evolution. So we have no idea about how the first replicating, self-replicating, metabolic capsule of life arose. But this is what you need to remember, that first non-cellular forms of life could have originated 3 billion years back. So we are not sure. That's why we are using this. Could have. Okay. That's why we are saying it like this. Right? That could have originated 3 billion years ago. So they would have been giant molecules, the RNA, the proteins, and the rest part, the biogeny and the evidences we will discuss in the next class. Clear, bache? So see, whatever we studied here, we discussed it. We also completed the NCERT highlighting also. Okay, so please be regular in the classes. So tomorrow the part 2 will be there in the morning at 10:30 AM. Okay, so I will see you then. Fine. And now you know what you have to do. You just need to express your feelings about this lecture in the comment section. And as I said, you can be the part of our classes as well. I think the link is not working. Do check it out, bache. Right. So you just have to click there. Right. And you can use the coupon code Ambika10 and you will get the lightning deal. And now Unlock 20 is there. Right. Whatever courses you want to buy, right, you will get the additional 20% discount. You just need to use the coupon code. This Ambika10, right? So you will get additional 20% discount. Fine, bache. So once I'll finish the chapter, I will share the PDF in the Telegram group. Okay, so thank you so much for watching the lecture. Right, be regular, be consistent. Do not get worried about anything. From I will post the videos, right, and I will clear all your doubts. So if there is anything that is baffling your mind, just put that thing in the comment section. I will answer that. Okay, so thank you.